Well, howdy, folks. I hope you're all having a good day today. My name is Austin, and welcome back to the Super Robot Wars Archives. That's good. Howdy, NR151. How are you doing? We'll get started in just a second once I can get everything organized. I was a little bit delayed because you can see there's been an addition, and it just did not want to cooperate getting read by OBS. Okay, that seems in order. YouTube seems in order. Great. I guess also for all y'all that are live, if you could let me know if my audio is looking set, that would be greatly appreciated. I could not do an audio test if I wanted to get here in any semblance of on time. Close that. And we need to load from here. Perfect. Aren't the Massacre units listing on the list? That, I mean, technically speaking, that is true. I don't know the Massacre units here, but like, we also couldn't use them anyway, so it felt like it was just taking up too much real estate. I could add them if you'd like, but like, we weren't going to be allowed to use them in the first place, so it feels like kind of defeat. It doesn't feel like necessary. Maybe it's on a little louder. Okay, great. Can do. Okay, that was a little bit. Was that too much of a little bit? But yeah, but like if you do think they should be on there for like the sake of full clarity, we could do that. That will take me a second. I could do it live just so we can see how long it takes for me to do it. I'm buffing up a Grace Novamon team in Time Strangers. Cool, sick. I'm so close to being finished with Cyber Sleuth. I can like soon join you all in the Time Strangers. I don't think I can. I can't imagine what Grace Novamon looks like off the top of my head, but I'm fairly sure I've seen one. A little louder. Okay. Here, that is one more decibel. Mouse. There we go. Thank you. And we'll see if we might end up changing it back, because I also know the menu is a little bit quieter than the actual like game sound. Okay. We have not invested into any of the big grows at all. No, okay. So it doesn't actually matter which ones we take these off of. Hayato, could you please do us a job? Emma, you're dead. And Bicha, you're dead. So I guess we will put Hayato back in something. Well, we obviously can't use those big rows, so Double Zeta is out. These are out. Bekashiki, can't use the Gundam Mark IIs. There are a couple of them, but that's because in canon there are 3 of them. No Alex, no gun tank, no G3, gun cannon singular. I guess we could put someone in the gym, the ground type gym, and like replace Fa. That might not be bad. Which is worse than the regular gym, and then also the ball. Don't we have a Dom in here somewhere too? Am I not seeing it? Am I a goober? Oh, I am. Yeah. Oh, Karen's in it. Okay. So we'll probably end up sorting Karen then in the Dom. That's probably fine. Okay, we're gonna have Kai bump Hayato out and then put him back in, just so we can compare against. I want to compare all the pilots that are like unequipped right now for Gundam to see what we can do about who's going to go in the ground type gym. I just said it since you mentioned it. No need to do it if you do not put them on the list. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, because I'm like still kind of figuring this out, it's just like helpful to have the feedback. So The team members are Grace Novamon, Lilithmon, and Metal Garurumon. If you're curious, I was curious. Thank you for telling me. Metal Garurumon feels like, at least from like this gen of Digimon that I have played, Metal Garurumon feels a little bit less exciting than Grace Novamon and Lilithmon. No, are you going for an Omnimon deal? Or am I misunderstanding something? Or does just like Time Strangers make it better than it is other cases? By the way, original Cyber Sleuth or complete edition? It is the complete edition. So I guess I do need to get through Hacker's Memory then after that too. Okay. Hayato is at, we're gonna say 198, just so I can like, I want to have everyone at like a quote unquote neutral point. He does get a little bit more credit by already having the ace badge for ranged, but I don't want to compare their stats like fully unfairly. Okay, 197. She's dead. He is dead. Can't use him. Can't use him. We could use Slager. Slager actually might be tempting. He's 4 levels down and is like basically keeping up with Hayato. I think in all the stats that matter. Hayato's got a little bit more defense. Slager has more skill, which makes sense to me. And then hit and evade. Yeah, Slager is just a better pilot, which like he should be. He's supposed to be like an already proficient ace. Like I don't mind that. And it's Guts, Charge, Focus, Valor. Okay. The fact that we're dropping Bullseye kind of hurts, but I feel like everything else is just better. Right now I think we're gonna be comparing against Slager instead. So I guess the other person is just Fa then. And like unsurprisingly, Fa is not like great. I guess the things are that she has new type and she has Bless. Yeah, okay. I guess I already kind of had committed to her because she has the SP down. Maybe we were using Fa and I just forgot that we said we were going to. Okay, so Karen in the Dom is going to take the place of one of the big rows. We just need to put Slager in something. Then to take the other place. That's also parts, not changing pilots. Also, I'm so sorry in advance. I'm going to like, this is probably going to be like rough to listen to. I'm going to be like so snotty and coffee and just like very, very sickly sounding. I mentioned this yesterday that it snowed, and like that's just gonna happen the first snow for me. Sorry. I'll do my best to try and catch it before it gets on mic. Man, we might have to go back and catch something else. Oh, you know what? We could put him in. Hold on, no. He's gonna go in the ground gun, or yeah, he's gonna go in the ground gym, and then Fa can go in the hover track. We'll need someone. We're definitely going to need to get some more bots though. No, Lilith and Garurumon support Grace Novamon special move with their unique attacks. Oh, cool. Okay. I appreciate that the team building is like deep enough for that. I felt like too often in Cyber Sleuth it was just like bigger number, bigger stat. There didn't need to be a lot of like unique. I didn't need like a lot of unique combinations of like character interaction to make things work, you know. I don't think I'm like actually sick. I think it's just like a change in pressure and a change in temperature that like has me like gross. If there's any excuse for my body to produce mucus, good golly, is it going to take it? Okay, so on one hand, more scenarios is fun and more reasons for me to fail. On the other hand, this scenario doesn't actually do anything for us. Like, it's like we are actively taking on more risk than we need to for practically no reward other than just like more money. The point of this sub scenario is for you to get the Texas Mac. I think for the sake of just trying to get through this, I think we're just gonna skip it. Yeah, Pierce was annoying, Lee King and Cyber Sleuth, especially against Eaters. Yeah. It was like there was too much of a dominant strategy problem, and as I'm not like actively playing it, there is too much of a dominant strategy problem I am finding, and it is in such a way that it is like, yeah, like very like tied and locked into any one specific mon rather than the team building. It like I feel like the only reason I care about who is on my team is just to make sure either I have a spread of different types, or to make sure I have all of the same type because I'm fighting one boss and I just like need to hit weakness all the time. But I can see the framework there. I can see the framework there. I'm assuming Hacker's Memory is also going to be like basically the same way. Yeah, I guess like here it's also where it's like going to look weird if we like had the like Boss and Diana on the dead list, because like they're still gonna get force deployed for some of these scenarios. We just like sort of have to like sit and wait with them. But yeah, I mean, like, I guess I didn't like actually actively introduce this, so I suppose that I should. I've seen other people who have like some form of like Nuzlocke or Iron Man do this. So I figured this was like the best I could do. It's not like the worst, but it's not the best either. But I tried to like model it off of like the actual menus for DC. But yeah, on the right side we'll have any pilot that goes, and on the left side, this is like the best shot I've got at getting the sprites. I like putting the 3D models on looks so much worse. So I didn't do that. Yeah. Oh, we don't have enough for everybody. Okay. Oh, because we have those 3 force deployed. Okay, that's fine. You know what? I think that's probably okay. I think we're gonna take the hover track off though, and then switch up with the G fighter. Yeah, so we're missing out on the Jim, the Desert, and the hover track, but that's okay. Okay. And we just can't let this massacre go down, which is fine. Also, speaking of going down, it should be on the floor. I think we're largely just going to end up camping out on the base this mission. Totally fine. But yeah, so if ever a pilot dies, they're going on the right side of the screen, and then any unit that gets destroyed is going to go on the left. And like you can still see I'm using these 2 big rows. The units that are destroyed doesn't like remove our use of that type of unit, like that type of unit at all. Like each one's going to have to count individually. I think as it stands right now, it feels more punishing if I do it this way, so that's why I'm going to do it. That like the parts that it had on it, I'm going to leave on it. That feels like more consequence. And like if it got blown up, then like those parts would have gotten blown up with it, I think. Feels like a very natural way of doing it. But yeah, I can't update it live. I am delayed in updating it, but I probably could. If someone dies like actively, I will try to see if I can update it while we're on stream and do it like kind of quickly. But it's the first time I've made an overlay, so I still kind of don't know what I'm doing. But I think it turned out pretty decent. I want to get some like borders around the edges too to make like a more clear like separation visually of what's going on. But we can update it as we go. I see you've left me some things. Also in Vanilla Cyber Sleuth, there's only one good data piercer in Rosemont BM, which was an update Digimon, because Pleasiomon times 1 Pierce was just so weak. Was just too weak. I think I've also just sort of foolishly... I'm not paying attention. Whoops, this should not have attacked. That's fine. I've also just sort of foolishly gone and like evolved everything up to their highest form and just sort of like taken for granted that that is the best thing to do right now, because the game has not shown me that that like has not shown me otherwise. But I think my plan is once I finish Cyber Sleuth, I'm gonna like look through and see if I can like think about designing a team better and practice designing a team in the context of having everybody, and then like with that knowledge be able to go into Hacker's Memory with some like a more dedicated like team comp plan. The overlay is okay. The picks seem kind of big. That is true. I did make the picks really big, but if like part of it was I was like trying to actively fill the space to be like, see, there's not going to be that many more left that are going to be on there. But I do have the like back end of the overlay setup that if we need to, I have like 2 more size changes for them to go to medium size then small size if we like really need to fill in a lot of the area, you know. I guess now that we're all here, y'all can just go in the white base for safety's sake. We'll need to pull it forward a smidgen in a sec. Oh. You can't run, so I guess... Or you can't, excel. I think we're going to be out on destroying this Baronasura Mazinger for this turn. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to. I think we're just gonna have to like let that one hang out for a bit, and we're gonna have to shoot at other stuff. But I suppose first we are probably better off taking out the stuff in front of us and then seeing if the snipers can hit things at range, assuming that we don't need more like firepower in the front, you know? Like them landing on a base is not a game over, but like them landing on the base is just going to be bad, like going to be actively very bad for us. Because of the like healing terrain, you know. Also, maybe need instead of 2 big rows, just to pick big row and a 2. That's fair. Yeah. I could do that. Just like put like a ×2 next to it. That's a good suggestion. That's a good suggestion. Well, maybe we do end up fighting this Mazinger. I just like we still want to use the bat shoes attacks, like support attacks if we can help it. I definitely think there's a downside to our comp right now that like most of our weapons are or most of our units are designed for support. I think I'd rather clear here than work on the enemy battleships, because we get support. Well, we were gonna support the other way, but yeah, I think that makes more sense to me. The Gunpla is also pretty sturdy on its own, so like that feels safe to come and finish it off. Though that may have also just been like a waste of some damage. I believe it is this stage though that gives us access to the Raijano. So we will soon have a like large team, or not a, we will soon have a bump to our team comp. I guess we might as well then. Why shouldn't I? After all, why shouldn't I? Or whatever the Bilbo Baggins line is. Okay. Then... Right. Okay. I think we're gonna FOD dodge. Attack here and turn this on for a second. Okay, I am still present. Golly. If you play Cyber Sleuth, I hope you do the Great Challenges and the 7 Demon Lords quest. They were added in an update. They're interesting fights. Oh, for sure, then I will definitely do that. Are you asking me if I'm going to do something that's going to make me think? That's, of course, the answer is going to be yes. I do appreciate that they added some extra content. I do know that at least one of the missions that I did... was a, like, I guess, free DLC fight. Who was it? We fought, I think it was 3 Megas. We fought 3 Megas, then it was, like, Starmon and Justimon, and somebody else afterwards. Was it Starmon, Platinum Starmon, and Justimon? Is that it? But I know that was added in, like, I know that was added in an update somewhere, because I got, like, absolutely creamed by it at first, and I was like, hold on a second, this is, like... This has not been what the experience has been like every other time. What's happening? So I looked up and did some reading about it. I gotta turn this back off now. But that one, like, actually required some planning. I guess while I have you, and it sounds like you know what you're talking about. Does the game, like, assume that you are going to play it 2 times? Because I feel like so many times with a lot of, like, that era of, like, JRPG, they have, like, New Game Plus content where you're, like, you're not going to actually see the whole of the boss roster or the whole of the quest roster unless you're, like, willing to go through 2 cycles. If that's the case, that's fine. But that does mean I'm, like, less apt to, like, you know, rush to try and finish it if I still have to play the game a second time, as opposed to, you know, I think I'm 1 chapter from the end now, where I could probably, like, clean that up tonight and then do any of my, like, team comp experimentation, you know, in pretty short order afterwards. I think the fight is base game. There should be a bunch of quests that open up early than they should. Okay. I wonder if I'm, like, too late to pick them up then. Or like I said, maybe it is the, like, second playthrough. Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory has no New Game Plus content. Okay, cool. Oh, you know what? I know that there's some mon that's there's like a whole line of them that's locked behind beating the other game, that like you have to wait to get, like, you have to wait to get them before you, until you finish Hacker's Memory, and vice versa. Maybe that's what's happening, because like the only reason I'm saying this is because I haven't seen them yet, and like I said, I am one chapter from the end of the game. Or I mean I imagine that I am. It would be weird if the game gave you achievements for every other chapter and then just like stopped close to the end. This is probably fine. Yeah, I don't think they could kill us in a post movement, but they're aiming at our engine. I gotta like start checking that too. Okay, cool. We do kind of need people to start taking hits to the body so that we can have more healing targets. Like that's the only way we're going to. This I'm gonna say doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay, that's enough enemies now. Gracious. It's clear Hacker's Memory, but you can use them in post game. Okay, cool. Yeah, that is like kind of what I was expecting out of it. I think I want to get the battleships out of here. Yeah, we can actually look at these. Well, I guess they're not battleships, but they're the large size enemies. They're kind of being treated as battleships. Or at the very least, their face looks like it. They just like don't have the wheels in the picture at all. I also, like, knowing that the Regino is going to show up, I kind of actively want to save some of the not small size, but units that are smaller than large, for when we have the Regino pieces, seeing as they're going to, like, you know, require us to use, or they're only going to be relevant fighting things at medium size or smaller. You're almost dead. Maybe we do fight Baron Osira. Maybe I am wrong. I guess, hold on. First, you need to get out of here. You know what? There's no reason for us to wait. I don't think it's going to change the, like, scenario, like, when things are happening. Okay, we will just need to endure this hit, but I think we can with the Gunpa. Yeah, okay. Okay. Here's fine. That pulls the Batshu a second time, and then this big row can also do it. Also, don't you have an S on the ground? Yeah. Okay, so get in the air for the big row to attack. Good. No need for you to take damage if you could stop it. It looks like Baron Osira is going to be, if not the only boss, one of the only bosses. Like, we may as well burn our Valors now. That's still correct. Great. Also, in retrospect, we still had support attacks there, so we should have used Mondo first, but that's okay. We'll get the sequencing better in the future. You're going... Nope. Here. Okay, we will need something. Have a Flash and a Valor. Original Cyber Sleuth locked the Royal Knights and the Imperial Dramon PM to the post-game quest called Great Challenge. I mean, like, that... I guess I understand that given the role that they play in the story, but that's definitely not the case for Complete Box. I don't think you were saying it was. I've definitely used many of the Royal Knights. I've definitely, like, evolved into many of the Royal Knights. I do think I have such an unhealthy relationship with that game, though. where like my primary MO is just to evolve into stuff. Like I'm not trying to like fill out my team comp. I'm just trying to like have a list of all of them, which I don't think is what I'm supposed to do. I like steamrolled the early part of the game because I evolved into a platinum Nukemon, the EXP booster one, because I think they're funny, and then just like absolutely steamrolled the rest of the game because everything was just like so over leveled. Complete Edition changes the evolution requirements to that of Hackers Memories. Oh, neat. Okay. I guess that makes sense if they're sort of like pairing them together anyway. Okay, I think we can just give this to the Atlas. It's a shame that you don't have like wall, that you only have persist, but we will still do that. Okay, so I think we're gonna go. Yeah, we're gonna go here, so then we can. Oh, hey, the hands. We can hand slicer. The Damu. This one, the L2s. We can hand slicer that then. What's Valor and Flash? I mean, if we can, that'd be better if we got this with So let's see what else we can do in the meantime. I guess we should also we gotta be scanning these with Mondo, I keep forgetting. Magical Platinum Numemon is great for grinding Digimon. Yeah, that is exactly what happened. Also, original Cyber Sleuth had a hard, since it buffs speed by 50% instead of, I think it's 25 now. Okay. Yeah, because like being able to like outturn people in those games where like speed determines your like turn order does seem really important, so I did see it. You were required to use speed boosting field. Oh, I could imagine. Because like there is a fight with Crusadermon. Or Lord Nightmon. I don't remember which is the English version, which is the Japanese version. But there is like a side dungeon boss fight with them. They used speed. They were using speed fields, and they took like 6 or 7 turns in a row. So I could imagine then, in the original, having like a 50% buff to that. Good gracious, like you never get to go. But there's like, I don't have like a good word for it. There's like a certain brand of JRPG that also just like makes consumables way too good. Like I do think the average JRPG player does not use their consumables enough. Like that is the meme. But let's just do this. I know we're on a base, but we're almost down a control, and I don't want to lose our parts. Yeah, and then we can pull Lala's attack. That's not the important part. Oh, okay, well. That's disappointing. Flash. And focus. Why is it whenever it's Lala's turn I need to sneeze? Okay, that's still something. Yeah, the fact that we let them get on the base was just like not how that was supposed to happen. And it is a Mazinger. Like, it's no wonder it's not taking any damage. Right, there's like nothing particular on here about why it's not taking damage other than just it is like very defensive. Yeah, okay. I guess we just like kind of also want to clean him up for like leadership purposes. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's a shame. We could have like destroyed probably a lot if we had not opted for the route that we took. You'll focus. I think you can come up here pretty, like, not pretty safely, like only kind of safely. Yeah. Yeah, Lala needs to get healed again. And then one of the big bros needs some healing, I think, still too. Yeah. I know can do this. I never get his name right. Great. And then Karen's gonna need to leave also. Okay. So we can go down here and still attack? Yeah, perfect. Also, All-Force Vidramon was nerfed since it gave every player Digimon the first turn. That seems very silly. That seems very silly. Yeah, like it feels like there are a lot of creature collectors that are like much more balanced around being cool. Like, I buy that for All-Force Vidramon, but yeah, like that's like the most cracked thing ever. Oh, right, yeah, because there's we moved other massacres in the battleship. Also, I think the newer Digimon games have a good pulse on item use. Even if once, in addition to your Digimon turn in Time Strangers is excessive and the other broken thing, even if once in addition to your Digimon turns in Time Strangers is excessive with other broken things in it. But yeah, like being able to use that, like that does feel somewhat more balanced. Yeah, because like, a good chunk of the game, I was using Marine Undramon as my healer because it like its stats are such that I don't know which stat it's pulling from to like check the healing, but it like full heals on its like unique ability, and then everyone else can just like hold revives and just like keep tossing revives around, and so many times like any of the consequential fights also involve you having a partner with you, so it's just like we'll just let them do the killing, and you just like keep like throwing drugs into your team and keeping them alive. Like at worst, like that was what you could do, and you just like never died. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I'm pretty sure if I remember this correctly, like taking damage through a support defense also counts as being hit to give you the skill bonus or the skill ace. So it's not a bad thing that we're like passing these off onto units that aren't otherwise like normally taking a ton of damage. I think heals go with instat. In Time Strangers, it was the spirit stat, your magic defense. Yeah, that's why I wasn't sure, because I do feel like JRPGs like to pull from different places for those, but like, yeah, it's consistently like int or spirit or whatever those equivalents are. I'm sure the ability probably says on it, and I just like also just don't know off the top of my head. That's not good. Oh, because the Gunpa's flying. The Gunpa's flying. I've gotten to like soften used to W that I'm pretty sure has let us use support defenses regardless of where you were like flying or otherwise. Or was it that? Oh no, it was that we let the Gunpa support defenses go to the white base. There's no reason for this hit because it's just going to do 10. Yeah. There we go. Okay, we have the Buckaroo. Oh, again, we're not using it. But we can separate y'all out. And try and draw a little bit of this fire. I do think we ended, like, that ended up being so much worse for us because we tried to go after Baronosser. I think I was just incorrect to do that. That, unfortunately, the answer is still just, like, clear grunts. At this point, I think it is probably worth it because he's so low. But here, yeah. Okay, that was 1900. Okay, then you'll fly. I don't remember if we get to pull Valors. I don't think we do. We typically the answer is no. But you're gonna Valor again. Flash. Simone has, yeah, Fortune. And someone else has got a cheer. Is it David? No, David does not have a cheer. Eno does. It's an expensive one, but that's fine. Okay. I think we should be... I feel like we should be good, but that feels still, like, really risky, right? We don't have much left in the way of making a difference. I guess we could try and go here. Like, these are probably just going to do 10, though. I'm reticent to use the Gunpa. I'm reticent to use the Gunpa because I think it probably has enough damage that it will just punch through it and kill. Like, we're at 3750, and we have 202 on melee. That's 4,000, and we have 202. You know what? What's the worst that happens? Let's try it. Yeah, okay. So I was thinking that if we were doing 1900 before with the Bat Shoe, then that probably actually will end up doing pretty, like, roughly the same damage. Okay. Now we are good. Now this is just all upside for us. Okay. Now for some cutscenes. Also, Marine Anjuman is a great healer on both Cyber Sleuth and Time Strangers. I'm glad I clocked that because it seems very good. It seems really potent. It hits your whole team. It hits your whole team for basically no SP cost. It seems like it's a large size heal. It also clears all status effects, and its passive gives SP regen. Yeah, it just seems like wild. It seems like wildly efficient. Also, Erica in Hacker's Memory is a hilariously broken partner, despite bringing Wormmon. Why is she broken then? Do the partners like bring more to the table than just their mons, or is it just that more mon stats are like pumped to like at like the ever living bejesus out of it? This scenario would be otherwise great for us because it gives us access to the Mahjong Kaiser, but unfortunately, we don't get to use it. Because, like, yes, the Mahjong Kaiser is always good, but I think in all of the games, this is one of the games where it looks just the best. Largely because of how the, like, body parts, like the head, arms, legs system works. Unfortunately, though, Yusalt has 30,000 HP. It might be a boss. It might be a boss for us. I don't remember if we have to kill it or not. I don't know if it like it'll just go away if we deal with everything else. But it does sort of go on a rampage when it first shows up in the anime. She buffs all stats every turn. Oh. Yeah, I could imagine why that would like ruin literally anything else. Okay, you can go back there. Thank you. We put you away for a reason. I guess we're gonna snipe these battleships. Yeah, those present the biggest threat right now. Get back on the base. Okay, we can... On one hand, we can have the Atlas do this. Like, that is definitely a threat. But the Atlas is also, like, kind of a good piece to use that way. Like, it feels not the most productive. We could have Lala take this. I think she's a little bit less effective. Oh, no, hold on. We'll have the white base do it, seeing as it has these two weapons. Yeah, let's have the white base do it. Or try to. Okay, good. That's like probably a better use out of it than I was going to do otherwise. Okay, you're going to leave to heal somebody else. Let's bring you down. This does put them off the base, but I think that's okay because I want to be able to then move the big row. Like, move this big row here to then pull the support attack from this big row. Right, like, that's probably good. I don't think we need the defense for this. I think, yeah, that's, like, kind of negligible. I guess we're going to pull all attack. That's fine. You still have a support left, but I think everything else that's flying needs to, like, stay flying. Yeah, okay. I'd rather break this, the Garda. This is Garda. No, this is the Doubless. My mistake. Oh, right, double because it has two heads. Like, break the support this way with Karen. She's at full health. This won't kill her. We each have another healing target. Break the support here and then have the Atlas come in and finish off the Doubless. Yeah, or, I mean, we could have the... We could have the big road do it. That's not the end of the world. Mondo doesn't really... Mondo is not that great right now. We could then... We could, gain him. Yeah, this is fine. And then... Yeah, like, the Atlas could punch, like, this one. Yeah, that seems better. You need healing badly. Okay, another level of new type is good. L will eventually... I have L in one of these fighters right now. Because I'm going to turn her into a real combat unit, I just want her to, like, get some levels to start. Then we're going to heal the Gunpa again, because we're going to, like, sort of try and... Oh, no, sorry, no, this needs to heal Lala, never mind. Well, I was still good, like, I'll finish the thought still. I wanted to heal the Gunpa because I wanted to, like, that's, like, the biggest risk aversion, or that's, like, the biggest risk management. That's the thing we want to lose the least. Okay, well, that maybe was not the right choice. Maybe we should have let that kill something. I do believe there's a trust somewhere on one of these boys. We can deal with that. Also, sustained offense, SP management is way more important on hackers' memories. Are those names of skills, or are you, like, describing a strat? Do they not have a trust? Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, we'll need to be careful with Lala. We may have accidentally... I may have just killed her. Okay. That's... I mean, it's not fine, but... Also, how was SRW pinball? I unfortunately never actually got to play pinball. I was too busy with other stuff. Um, that said, though, while we are going into, I didn't want to do that. Okay, that's fine. That does remind me though. Hold on, let me open up a tab with it so I don't forget to download it today. Um, yeah, I did not. Could I have control back, please? Oh no, did the game crash? Oh no, that would be a real shame. Okay, I won't save over the slot we were using because that's like absolutely insane. But I can try and still save this, see if we can recover it. Though that said, it looks like my computer is just like having trouble because I can't like I none of these are reopening. Like OBS just minimized itself and I can't reopen that. I can't even tell if I'm still live. YouTube says I am, but uh holy cow. I don't. You can hear me? Okay, well that's good, I guess. Wow, it's never like bugged up this bad before. This feels like entirely a me thing. Like this does not seem like my internet. This is just like my hardware failing. Um I didn't hear like the disk eject or anything. Also, the picture is still there, so it still records the screen. I guess that's true. I guess that's true. Like it's still kind of open, but like that window is not like even if I'm like alt tabbing through it, I can't like reopen it. Okay, well, can I even pull up Task Manager? This is like one of the worst. This is like the worst not a crash I've ever seen. Um, no, it's still recording this, so it still has the screen up. I was gonna say, like, is this like frozen on my screen for my computer? But like, I can't even see my task manager hot when my hotbar. I guess at this point we just have to accept we have to close it, and then we'll just restart it. That's a shame. Okay, well it'll go faster this time, I guess. Can I even close it? Wow, this is really scuffed. I guess Dolphin wants some breaks in the sea. Yeah, correct. It must be doing this on purpose because it needs to, it needs to go take a dip. Uh, why is Monday so cursed? Why is Monday so cursed? I've like quote unquote fixed my internet, but then this I would try and show you what I was doing, but I can't even open OBS to do that. Um I might just need to like hard restart my computer. Here, I thought my fridge breaking was horrible luck with a replacement in January. That's unfortunate though. I'm sorry about that. I large appliance replacement is very frustrating. I hope that that goes smoothly for you. Just yeah, just like let me absorb all the bad luck. I don't mind. I will take that on myself. I hope. Do you, I guess it's cold enough that maybe you could just like stick things outside right now. I don't know how cold Austria gets, but maybe you could just like walk outside, put it in the snow, and be like, ah, it's good enough. Um. Okay. Well, I am literally unable to interact with anything. Like I can't like hit any tabs at all. So I guess I'm just gonna have to like fully restart stream because I'm gonna have to like hard like hard reset my computer. So if you are watching live, which I think right now is just you and our, I'll be back as soon as I can, I guess. Cut the electricity. Yeah, that's what's gonna have to be, I think. But that means we will drop stream for a bit. So, or we'll say I can't even click end stream. Like, it won't do anything. We'll see what happens. I guess experiment with me. If you don't hear from me, I guess bye. Thanks for watching. For now, there will be another VOD if you're watching this not live. But I'll see you in a minute, maybe.